particularly about single moms, um, Black single moms. That is something that is personal to me because I am a lone single mother. And I have found through this experience that, I mean, we already know the world was created to uphold and uplift traditional masculine norms. So you couple that with culture and trauma, and you find that many men are infantilized. They're infantilized and they're placed in a position of power. Their voice has authority. And so when it comes to single moms, the assumption is that she was the cause of the breakup of her family or potential family. She contributed in some negative way to this man's decision to walk away from her. The truth of the matter is, many single moms, lone moms, Black women are or have been in relationships with narcissistic men who have been created by their fucked up moms, their emotionally unavailable dads, their delusional thinking that this child is going to be their ticket out or their way into something. And now they have a monster walking around who causes destruction and chaos wherever he lands, particularly in relationships with women, because he has not individuated from his emotionally incestuous relationship with his mom, but he's angry and he's stagnant. So you oftentimes have a situation where a woman is with child, is abandoned, and has made the decision to take responsibility and to love this child and to welcome this child into the world. But you have people in her life and in his life who blame her. She's the issue. She is the issue. She is ruining his life, and he continues to be infantilized and get away with this behavior. I want women to begin to heal out loud. They are becking on our silence, and there's no reason to be ashamed. The narcissist I was involved with was cruel to me, incredibly cruel, and thinks that he is right. I want to give women the opportunity to share their stories.
So here we go. She cooking, but
you let him hit it raw. You didn't have sex.
Wow, Gavin, where you find that one?
Listen, he called me a narcissist. My God.
What did you hear what she said? She said she was with a man who was a narcissist and also had, I'm gonna try to catch this word, incestuous tendencies towards his mom.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
I heard it loud and clear. That's those 12 years of marriage years. I heard exactly what she said. Incestuous. So she dated a guy. No, I'm sorry. She gave her womb away to a guy that was a narcissist and had the Oedipus complex. He wanted his mama. And you know what? Here's the thing. I love the way she sat there and said that this man, all right, let's take her word at face value. She said that this man most likely got this way because of his abusive and or neglectful mother. And then and I don't understand here, if they have so much insight, how didn't you see this before you gave him your womb? Like, that seemed like some pretty deep insight from that sister. But then she's going to say it's all his fault.
Yeah.
I'm a little lost there.
I think a lot of women too, I think in general, the good thing about the internet is that we're able to educate ourselves. Unfortunately, the education comes a lot of times after a big wave of a trend has came about. And so I do think that people are getting smarter. And I think that we might not see that with what is plastered in society, but in general, I think people are becoming more intelligent than ever. And because of that, people are starting to pick up more than they ever did. A lot of what she said was true, but like the song Gavin said and played, a lot of us have already made the decisions, right? This is more so for the next generation of girls, women coming up to, like you said, give things time. And as women, we like to we make a fantasy of everything and what it could be and potential and things like that, which a lot of times runs us into the ground. But also it takes two to tango. One thing that I wrote down is that women have to understand you accept and agree to everything you allow into your life. So if you're allowing this person in, I'm glad that you're smart now, but you should have, hopefully you won't make that mistake. Also, I wanted to say, it is true. If a man hasn't forgiven his mother, he will make every woman after that pay for it a lot of the time. So that's my
okay. So we hitting a lot on the man. I'm gonna get you in here, Heathen Queen. I'm gonna let this video play real quick because here's the other side of it.
Baby girl, your mom is the reason why you're single. Somebody needed to say it, and I said it. Your mom and that toxic mother-daughter relationship that you're in, that's the reason why you're single, and that's the reason why you're having problems in your marriage. Look, if you have a mindset where you need to be in control of everything, you decide where you go to eat, you decide what time this, you decide how much money is going to be spent. What about growing up in an environment where you've always heard, hey, I can do this by myself. I'm an independent Black woman. I got this. I'm the mother and the father. Honey, that's not going to work today. Those toxic mother-daughter relationships, that narcissistic mom, narcissistic daughter thing, it is ruining your chances of being in a healthy, loving relationship. You need to stop. You got to put a stop to it right now.
So there we go. I'll get Heathen Queen in. What's your take on that? Is that a thing? These toxic mother-daughter relationships?
That's not a big part of the population that have toxic relationships with their mother. That's maybe a talking point. I don't know.
What percentage you got? Give us what percentage do you think? We can't prove, but what would you say?
No, I don't think it's a large percent. I mean, just because, see, I have a problem with the fact that people think because you're raised in a single household with a single person that you're going to come out traumatized. There are a lot of people who are born in single family homes with one parent who come out just fine. It's when it's just when your parent has a issue or a problem.
Well, she's speaking more to the toxic mother-daughter relationships, stuff like when you see these girls getting pregnant, living in mom's house, having 2, 3, 4 kids. And, mom watching the kids still let daughter going out at night. She's not saying nothing. Nobody's holding nobody accountable. And it just keeps going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that when you hit a certain age, there's really no excuses for what you're doing. And you can't blame everything on the other person.
What do you think that age would be? Like, I got age 2.
20,
what age do you
21.
Okay.
Simply because everyone has access to a dictionary in their pocket. Every person on this planet has a dictionary in their pocket. They're one phone call away from getting therapy. They're one phone call away from talking to someone who is not toxic. So there's no excuse for a person to walk around and pull out all of their issues, problems, trauma on another person. There's no reason for you to do that. I get it. A lot of people have trauma, but there's no excuse in 2024 to walk around with that kind of trauma without knowing that you have trauma. If everybody went for the premise of when you're raised as with a single parent, you have trauma, then there's no excuse for you not to get help. If that's a thing, and it seems to be a thing, then there's no reason for you to go past the age of 21, 22 without seeking some kind of help, saying, I was raised in a single family. I think I may need help, right? So if you look at it like that, and that is a thing, being born in a single household is a problem, then I don't give you a pass after a certain age. There's no reason to walk around with trauma. If that's normal. 70% of us are single parent, single mothers, right? So therefore, there should be a big percentage of those people who were born to those single people to know that they have issues and they have trauma and they should be addressing those, right?
I think that's a tall order. So the children that's born to these toxic single parents,
right,
should know what they up against. I'm not
saying they know completely. No, I'm saying If that's a thing, and everyone seems to think single parents raise or produce children who have issues, if that's a thing, then you should at the least say, do I have an issue because I was born to a single parent?
And two, you also, you know your mama. You done watched her clowning at the subway, doing too much, complaining about food ain't never hot enough, ain't got enough seasoning. You done seen it. So it's like you also, like Heathen Queen said, as an individual, have to see those different traits and realize that this is something that I don't want to mirror in my relationship with my mother. So I think it comes down to I'm just not real big on, for one, I'm not big on people, a lot of women acting like, or people in general acting like they don't have a problem, like there's not something wrong, being rude to, you know, servers and whatever it might be. I'm using a petty example. You have to first admit that you have the problem, and that's when I then blame the adult or blame the person. But some people who have been brought up in an age unlike us, where we have this information of narcissistic behavior, just being flat out rude, you know, I think everybody knows when they're being rude, but I'm saying the culture has misconstrued sassiness and a little dark femininity with flat out just ignorance. And so, yeah.
I'll be intrigued to know what dark femininity is, but I will say this. You know what? Kendra's modern hyena self. I love the testimony she gave. She said her father told her that as long as she takes full accountability for everything that happens in her life, she will be successful. She said she took that message to heart, and look at her today. She may not be the degree of everyone's success, but for the today's typical modern woman, she is the epitome of success because she followed her father's orders and taking accountability for everything. That's why she, even though she was out here single most of her life, she didn't have no kids, and she looking to have a kid under control. Hold
on, Mr. Walker. You know I ain't trying to cut you off, but listen to what you said. And I know this is beating a dead horse, but life is about duality. Unfortunately, due to our history as melanated people, Native American people, Black people, and not having that structure put in place or being ripped away, we get that. You said her father told her those words of accountability. Her father was the one who disconnected from whatever, woe is me, this is the problem, and instilled that in her. So I think a big issue of this is with this mama daughter being so close, it's really daddy's girl and mama's boy. Like that's how it's really supposed to be. But we don't have it.
All right, I'm gonna get into this video here.